at this tent over here, so definitely go check them out at some point during your visit today. Alrighty, so we're going to be spending a few minutes talking about this Lee Enfield that my colleagues got up there, and then we're going to be shooting 5 blank rounds out of it. So this is a Lee Enfield that is a #1 Mark III. It was built in 1917 and would have been on the ship during the Second World War. It is a bolt action rifle, so you can see my colleague, he's opened the bolt, and when he gets the command to do so today, he's going to be loading 5 rounds into the magazine from the top. So there's a little track on the top, you can see him there, he's got his 5 rounds, there's the track. He's going to place them in on top, and he's going to push all 5 rounds down into the magazine. The magazine on the Lee Enfield is detachable, but it was only detached for cleaning purposes. So you are loading your rounds in from the top primarily. The magazine could hold a total of 10 rounds in it. We're only going to be putting 5 in there today. Every time he goes to fire today, he's going to open the bolt and close it very quickly. And that will get a round in there. There we go. Exactly like that. So he'll do that 5 times to fire 5 rounds. Everybody on board HMCS Haida and anybody in the Navy or in the Air Force or in the Army had to be able to drill, so how to load and fire a Lee Enfield, among other small arms. So sailors on board ship would actually practice while Haida was out at sea. So one of the ways that they would practice is by setting up on top of the ready-use ammunition lockers, just kind of behind my colleague and in front of the gun. They would set up there. The jack staff, or the wooden pole at the very front of the ship here, would be replaced with a metal target. They would actually lay on top of the jack staff and fire at that metal target to practice. Now you had to do that while the ship was far, far out at sea, not in port like it is right now, or that would not be very nice. Some of the reasons they would have had small arms on board, especially when there's things like the big naval artillery, the 4-inch guns just up behind me here. One of the main reasons was for something called a boarding party. So at any point, a sailor on board a naval vessel could be called upon to do or join a boarding party. So they'd basically put a group of sailors together, they'd arm them with small arms like the Lee Enfields, and they'd send them on board an enemy vessel, whether that be another surface vessel or a submarine. And they would do a number of things. They might be retrieving POWs, they might be attempting to take over the bridge or anything like that. There's an infamous incident of a boarding party. It's called the Altmark incident. So in February of 1940, Altmark, a German tanker, was said to have been carrying about 300 Allied POWs on board. So the HMS Cossack, so a British tribal class destroyer, was actually able to put together a boarding party that went on board. They were able to retrieve those 300 Allied POWs. Another reason that you would have small arms on board a naval vessel was in case you yourself had POWs on board your ship. So you didn't want those POWs roaming around the ship at all. You wanted to make sure that they were in a contained area, and you would have posted a guard there that was armed with an Enfield or another small arm. Alrighty. So in a few moments here, my colleague's going to be getting 3 commands from our RSO, who's also up there. She's going to be saying ready, or to load, to ready, and to fire. When you folks hear the command to fire, that's when you're going to want to cover your ears. Alrighty, very good. Good to go?
Detail, fix bayonet! Detail, 5 rounds load! Detail, ready? Detail, your own time, shoot! For inspection, point arm! Clear!
Alrighty, thank you folks so much for coming. If you folks have any questions or want to see the rifle up close, my colleague will be coming down just to this area over here. So feel free to stick around if you want to see it. Thank you.
So calibers, the design to them. The Lee Enfield went through a lot of different iterations over its lifetime. So this version is what we call the #1 today, but at the time it was known as the Short Magazine Lee Enfield, or just the Short Lee Enfield. It wasn't until the 1920s that they applied the numbering to the system. So the very first Enfield was actually developed in the 1880s or the 1890s. That was known as the Long Lee Enfield now. Then they came out with the #1 version of Short Magazine. That had 3 different iterations to it. This is the third of those, which is a star version. Star indicates that it has a modification to it. These rifles originally had what were called volley sights inside of them. So pre-automatic weaponry, which you would do to hit a target with a lot of ammo at range, was to volley shoot. So you get a bunch of people in a line, you'd all aim in the same direction, you shoot at the same time, you send a wall of ammo at them. With the advent of things like light machine guns and other automatic weapons, that wasn't a necessity. So they modified these rifles in towards the end of the First World War. They got rid of those sights on the end of them, and that became the Mark III Star. This is the last version of this gun. They moved on to the next one that's famous from the Second World War, the #4 rifle, a slightly more modern version of this. They decided that instead of calling it the #1 Mark III, or continuing with the same patterning, it became the #4 rifle instead of Mark IV rifle, and then it was the Mark I of that version. So you'll see that version used by the Canadian Army during the Second World War. You'll see this version used by the Navy. The Army got all the brand new small arms, the Navy got all the brand new artillery, and then the Navy got all the old surplus rifles from the First World War. These is why they would have had these on board. Does anybody want to feel it? Get a picture with it? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, may I?
Yeah, if you want to, if I can get people to line up on this side over here.
Oh, yes. Well, we're stationed throughout the ship and just answering different questions. This is where we would be, Isaac. We'd be here in the mess. All the non-commissioned members like like Isaacs and I would be here in this part, eating, sleeping. We're sleeping on the hammocks over there. Without the air conditioning. Yeah, so I love how they have it up in the petty officer's mess. Because, you know, it seems pretty accurate to what it would be. But also they have the ammunition. This is where the ammunition would come up. And this is an elevator. It goes all the way from the bottom of the ship. If you look down through here, you can see the grate. It's right down here. That leads down into the magazine where they actually keep all the rounds. They keep it below the water line. So in case there's a fire, they can flood it. Hey, do you want to carry one? Can you carry this, guys? So this is a dummy round, but which would go to the original. That's up there.
Well, I can figure it.
Okay,
In kilograms.
66 pounds. Something like that.
It's like one of your sisters.
Oh my goodness, there it is.
That's like your baby.
I know, that's why we gotta lift our weights, right? Do pizza guys, right?
That's your baby sister.
Would you like to try it? I'll help you out. No, I'll help you. Don't worry, I won't let go. What do you think of that, eh? Yeah. This is where all the non-commissioned members, the junior ranks, downstairs, and they sleep in hammocks. During the nighttime, you feel these racks, and bring them down, hang them on the wall,
Ми чекаємо, йде дорослий, потім стіна. pode identificar pelas costas. Конечно, вот так, шкарапы.
I was doing my BOQ, Navy guys like, so if we entered number 2, yeah, well, all the rest of the
Hey, Isaac.
Ready?
Oh, yes.
No, sorry. Buildings is the size is
Walking over things.
huge.
Go across this to get to
careful, please.
I found one over here. It doesn't shoot with I found one.
Go in the back? Go in the back? Come on, get down, buddy. Go this way, Walker.
Daddy.
Walker's right here.
I could look like
Kanya.
Do you hear there? Do you hear there? We will be firing the forward guns and spit through there. So watch the gunfire. Make your way off the ship and scaffold the wreckage to the moving area on your feet. Attention. On va tirer les canons à l'avant du navire dans 1 minute. Pour observer le tir des canons, quittez le navire et le personnel vous dirigera vers la zone d'observation sur le quai